I made a promise and I saw it through.
Yeah, well, back a long time ago in 2018, I remember when I was in school, they were building the arena, which seemed to take forever. Like every year of school, it was just, yeah, we're still building it, still building it. And then finally in 2019, my last year of school, it was done. You approached me about, potential in Super Smash Bros. Melee, which isn't even around anymore. But yeah, that was my first year as a player, where I played on that team, did the full year, and then that's when I graduated, so I couldn't really play anymore, which sucked. But then that's when we talked about me getting into a coaching role, and with the new Smash Bros. Game coming out, it just sort of made sense for me to sort of coach that team. So that's what I did for the first year of 2019 and 2020 season. And then after that, I switched to Valorant, which was, a new game at the time in 2020, and that's right when COVID hit. So obviously the world changed and it was way different, but yeah, ever since then I've been coaching, and it's been 4 years now. So I think I've done my time. I think it's a lot. Like being a coach, I've learned that it's a very sort of thankless job. Like it's really just depends on like, oh, is my team winning or is it losing? It doesn't really matter how much work I put into it because results are a big thing. So I think just having done it for 4 years, technically 5 with the other game, I always wanted something to sort of show for it because, I can say, yeah, we made some good runs here and there, but it didn't mean much. So finally having like an actual title trophy under my belt just sort of makes me feel like all the 4 years of work is worth it. So yeah, it's just something to show for now, which is good. Yeah, so it was pretty wild journey this year. I always say the hardest thing about coaching is keeping the same 5 team members together for a whole year. So, semester 1, the roster looked pretty different than what you see now. We had like 2 to 3 different players. And then over sort of the winter break, we had some roster swaps, new players coming in, even some from the last year's team. So we've had a lot of mix of these rosters, but these core members have been with us the whole year. We have Musa, who's been with me all 4 years on the Valorant team. So I've always had him as sort of a bit of a mentor. But yeah, I think this last semester is sort of when we really locked in, because that's when we've had a bit of a finalized roster with everyone that you saw just today. And then yeah, we just grinded week after week, like 3 scrim blocks a week into matches, VOD review, everything. We definitely put in a lot of work this year. I definitely wanted, to get this win. And yeah, we finally made it. Yeah, what's next for me? So, I decided a while ago that I didn't want to do the coaching role anymore, just because even though I love it, get so much from it, 5 years back to back has been a lot of work. And it's a lot of, texting my players, hey, wake up, we have practice at 7 p.m. and it's, 6. So I'll be taking a different role in the program. I still want to stay within esports just because it is like a passion of mine. So I'll be the assistant manager of esports, so I'll be able to oversee all the teams, which I'll appreciate, because I feel like being coaching for 5 years, I have a lot to teach other coaches, and I sort of know how everything runs by now. And then yeah, for anyone sort of wanting to get into the program, I think anyone looking to play, you really have to know what you're signing up for. I tell them at tryouts, like, guys, this is a grind. Like, you have to love the game you're playing, because we're here for a reason. We're not here just to get a couple wins. We really want to improve as a team and organization. And for anyone trying to get into coaching, I think it is a very rewarding sort of job or title you'd want. It teaches me a lot. Like, I learned so much every year about being a leader, dealing with certain situations and stuff like that. So yeah, I would definitely recommend it to anyone who likes to sort of deal with people.
It feels great, to be honest with you. Like the team, we really have been through like a lot this year. We went through like a bunch of roster changes, just a bunch of different issues. Our first NECC run through didn't go like the greatest, but to have it end on such like a high positive note and like just finishing 3-0, I think in this entire series we only lost like against one team, which was Ferris State. To go through this entire series with the same 5 players and just dominating throughout, 2-0ing every single team in this like bracket, it just felt like exhilarating. And I've been in a lot of past teams and stuff like that, but coming into the collegiate scene, being in the collegiate scene is definitely a big step and change for me. But I was glad I was able to see it through and kind of improve as a player and, you know, show what I'm worth. You know? Just having Lawson like as a coach, he goes way above and beyond, and it's not even like his job all the time, but you know, he still does that because he has that connection with the team. And I haven't had that in other experiences with playing with other teams. So having this hands-on environment that I can come in and spend time with the team, kind of get that connection with the team, that bond, I think that's what set us over the top this series. Lawson would spend a lot of time behind the scenes making us strats. And he would be really adamant on using these strats, but it's good strats and stuff that we would use as a team to obviously get better. On top of that, Lawson, he organizes all these times that we can come to the arena. You know, he doesn't have to do that, but he does. He tells the team to come out, you know, even if it's like a little bit of a distraction for some people to get out of their way. It's always a good team building exercise. And just having Lawson be there as that coach was definitely a different experience. I made a promise and I saw it through.
Yeah, so I started off here in 2001 during 2021 during COVID, and I actually came into the program halfway through the competing year, and I messaged out. I'd been playing Valorant at the time, and I messaged Lawson, and yeah, he actually had a spot open on the bench, but I made my way out there, and eventually I competed all the way to a starting role after I think a month of playing, and then from there I had another year in a program, so I stayed there and played again. Second year I made captain of that team, and we had a good run, but never quite made the championship run. And then I graduated, and from there I took a year off and I went to work, and then I reached out to Lawson and asked him if he was in need of an assistant coach of some sort, and he asked, and I said yep. So this year we started off coaching this team together, and our first half of the season didn't go as strongly as we liked, but we noticed that there was a lot of interest of players coming in to play even at lower ranks a bit, and we decided that we're going to split into two teams and take some of the bench players on the main team and put them onto the second team. So I ended up coaching a B team for Valorant this year. Yeah, so even in my year when I wasn't here at the college, I was still playing the game a lot, and from being in the program, I definitely felt like it was a very joyful time in playing the game and connecting with other people, and so you really get that team bond when you're playing together, and that was something when I left the program that I felt was kind of missing, and so I decided, being decent at the game, that I would come and try and give my expertise a bit to help these players grow as players, but alongside that, to be good friends and build that team bond. I'm very excited to move into that position. I think there are a lot of things that he has taught me in coaching and in how to interact with players and how to run a team that are going to be very useful for me going forward. I definitely think that his knowledge of running teams was something that was important to me and impactful, so I'm excited to bring that in. It's going to be hard to follow in his footsteps after this year, but I'm feeling pretty confident that in the years to come that we can do something good. So